Hello guys! So, welcome back to my channel. I am Trisha Spina. Today, I'm going to make brownies. Okay, fudgy brownies. So, magbe-bake lang ako and then I decided ay mag-vlog nga ako kasi matagal na ako hindi nagpa-vlog, no? So, for those of you who are interested to learn how to make brownies, please stay tuned. And I will also be making food for the gods. So, I will reserve that for my next vlog. Pero ngayon ko na gagawin. So, watch out for that. Panoorin nyo. So, for this recipe, we will be needing a 9 by 13 inch pan. So, pwede namang hindi ganito yung pan nyo. Aluminum will do. Basta 9 by 13 yung size nyo. So, I usually grease and line my baking pan. So, meron na akong nilagay na paper, parchment paper or baking paper. Okay? Para mas madaling matanggal yung brownies ko sa ilalim. Tsaka mas madaling ma-maintain yung pan ko. Okay? Okay, so we will be needing 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. So, I like using yung talagang deep dark brown sugar because it creates a more fudgy brownies. Okay? So, mas gusto kong gamitin to. And I usually, for baking, I find it much more safer to weigh all my ingredients. Pero dun sa mga walang weighing scale, this is 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar. So, I used 220 grams of white sugar and 220 grams of brown sugar. Ilalagay ko na yung 1 cup ng brown sugar and 1 cup ng white sugar. And then, I have here my melted butter. So, ilalagay ko na dun sa loob yung melted butter. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And then, I'm going to put 4 eggs. Okay? So, if you notice, for this brownie recipe, I don't like it to mix it too much. So, sometimes, I don't even run the mixer. Sa huli ko lang siya ginagamit. And then, I use my paddle attachment. My paddle attachment is special kasi meron siyang scraper. Okay? May scraper na siya dito. So, I just mix it manually. Like this one. And then, I'm going to put my eggs one at a time. Okay? So, mix natin ng ganyan. Yan. So, I'm mixing my eggs one at a time because it allows or it gives time for the sugar and the butter to melt and emulsify. Okay? Hindi siya ma-overmix. Again, I don't prefer to turn on my mixer at this point kasi I find my brownies nagiging cakey. Okay? So, nagiging ano siya, parang cake-like yung texture and I want it to be fudgy. Okay? And then, another egg. Again, add your egg one at a time. And then, we will put 1 teaspoon of instant coffee powder dissolved in 1 tablespoon of water. So, make sure that you use hot water. Okay, so, you mix it first. And make sure that the coffee is dissolved in the hot water before putting it in your mixture. Okay, so, one of the common mistakes in baking is dun sa pagme-measure natin ng ingredients. So, para natin ma-prevent yon, make sure na i-fluff nyo muna ng konti yung flour nyo na hindi siya siksik. Pagka magsusukat kayo, wag nyong sisiksikin na ganyan, wag nyong igaganyan, or wag nyong igaganyan. Mali yung sukat nun, okay? So, make sure that you get a spoon, and then, kailangan umaapaw, and then level it off. Flat like that. So, that's 1/2 cup. Okay? So, we need 1 cup. So, kuha pa ako ng 1/2 cup. And then, we're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So, halos walang ano to, walang pangpaalsa to. Hindi ko na siya nile-level off kasi konti lang naman to. And then, 1/2 teaspoon of salt also. Okay, and then, I will be using 1 cup or 80 grams of cocoa powder. Again, this is 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. 1 cup of, so 1 cup of flour is 135 grams. 1 cup of cocoa powder, 80 grams. And then, 1/2 teaspoon salt and 1/2 teaspoon baking soda. Okay? So, make sure that you mix this well first before incorporating it in our wet product. Okay? So, yung mga itlog natin, tsaka brown sugar, tsaka melted butter kanina. So, again, this is our wet ingredients. Pagsasamahin lang natin siya. Kasabihin nyo, oh, hindi naman niya ginamit yung mixer. So, I find it easier kasi I don't have to hold the bowl. Naka-attach na siya dun sa ating mixer. So, isa na lang yung ginagamit ko. Diba? And I like using this one as a mixer. Hindi na ako gumagamit ng rubber scraper. Pang simot na lang mamaya. Pwede nyong i-run yung mixer nyo, no? Pero, make sure that you control the speed because, again, I don't want this to be cakey. I want this to be fudgy. I don't want the gluten to develop. Okay, so, basta may flour na at may liquid na. Yan, the gluten starts to develop already. Okay, so, pag na-mix ko na ganyan, na wala nang lilipad, that's the time that I will turn on my mixer. Sandali lang. Okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, around 10 seconds. That's it. Okay, so this is my brownie mixture. Okay, so and then I'm going to pour it in my prepared baking pan. So this is our mixture. I'm going to pour it. Guys, this is very ideal to those who does not have any mixer, no? Itong product na to, dun sa mga nag-start pa lang mag-business dyan sa bahay, na bumili pa lang ng isang maliit na oven, this is very good. Kasi, you don't even need a mixer to make this kind of brownies. And I bet you're going to love this kasi masarap talaga siya. I love this recipe. Try to level it off using your rubber spatula. Pang-tatapin ko lang naman to. So, if you want to standardize your recipe for food selling and for business, you can use 200 to 250 grams of your chocolate. If you want to use chips, you can also use chips. Okay? So, ito guys, lulubog din naman to. Pero, masarap siya kasi parang pag kinain nyo yung brownie sa loob, may mga chunks of chocolate kayo. Kaya gusto ko malalaking chunks yung gamitin ko. Okay? So, malalaki siya. So, i-sprinkle siya on top. Again, this will not be visible later on pag na-bake na. Kasi sa lalaki ng chunks ko, it will as the mixture, yung dough, yung butter will be melting, magiging parang liquefied yan, lulubog yung chocolate ko sa ilalim. Okay? So, pag biniyak ko yung brownies mamaya, makikita nyo sa loob na may mga chunks of chocolate. Actually, nagme-melt siya sa loob, kaya masarap siya. contributes to the fudginess. So, kahit, kita nyo, kahit mga ano lang to, oh, wala pa tong 200 grams. Marami na siya. Yan. It's going to be enough. Okay, so kung gusto nyong bawasan, depending on the budget of your clients, pwede nyo naman bawasan to. Or if you want to replace this with chocolate chips or with nuts, sometimes I use walnut. Kaya lang ang walnut kasi medyo mataas ang food cost kung pangbenta siya. Yan. Okay. Again, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, preheated oven. Bake this for 30 minutes. Okay, so this is our finished product, baked after 30 minutes. Okay, so sabi ko kanina, you won't be able to see the chocolate chunks. Okay, it's going to all submerge, kaya wala siyang makikita. So it looks like plain, but it's actually very fudgy inside. Okay, again, for business, it's very important that you have equal portions or equal sizes. Para sa pricing nyo. And of course, uniformity of product is very important. Okay. So, yan, no, kahit matagal na ako makikita nyo, medyo maliit to. Okay. So, yan talagang, merong ibang nabibiling cutter, kaya lang kasi, magagasgas yung yung pan ko. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, maingat ako sa pan. And then, hahatiin ko siya ng kalahati. And then, pagtatatluhin ko siya. Okay? I will cut them into 3. Yan. Para, isang 1/4 will be 1 box of 1 dozen. Yun, ayun. Para makita nyo yung chocolate chunks, ayun. Okay, so makikita nyo yung chocolate. Ayun, kita ba? Kita yung chocolate? So makikita yung chocolate chunks na nandun sa loob, nakapaloob. Kaya masarap siya kapag kinain nyo. Very delicious. Okay. So, mas maganda siyang ilagay sa mga baking cups na ganyan. So, it's much more presentable when you put it in boxes. Okay. Pero pwede ring wala kung gusto nyo, kung nagtitipid kayo. Pero ako, I prefer placing it in baking cups. So, you can choose brown baking cups or plain white or yung iba may mga print. Okay, so if you like what I baked today, yung brownies ko, and if you want to see more contents like this, again guys, as support, please don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any requests for any more videos or baking other baked products, please don't forget to comment. So I will try to bake it next time. Okay, so see you!